Here's your answer, peasant, and the winky emoji tells you that it should have been obvious. When you spend as much time in eDrum groups, forums and YouTube comments as I do, you start to pick up on a lot of trends in the way that people will respond to a question or a viewpoint. Today we're going to be delving into the world of Facebook group and YouTube comments, and I'm going to break down every kind of electronic drum group commenter that you will see. And of course, to preface this is all in good fun. I'm not aiming to single anybody out or discourage anybody from commenting. I genuinely enjoy reading all of these, and I've definitely fallen into multiple of these categories myself over the years. We're going to start off with one of my absolute favourites. The unsolicited photos commenter. This is the person who, no matter what your question or comment is about, purchasing advice or a question about how a particular pad works, they will proceed to post photos of their own kit. In this particular situation, your question didn't really require any photos. You weren't looking for the world's best eDrum pictures. Heck, what you were asking about doesn't even feature in any of the photos that they've posted. But here's my kit, and I'm proud of it. And more often than not, this person does have a very nice kit, I'm not going to lie. But it always makes me chuckle when I see them in the comments, and I always have to check to see if anybody actually responded to it. Bonus points if they've posted over 5 photos. Because let's be real, they definitely posted at least 5. Tangentially related to this is the unsolicited advice commenter. In a similar manner, this person doesn't actually have anything to say on the question that you've asked. Maybe you've posted a photo of your setup and asked about mounting solutions for a sampler. But the unsolicited advice commenter has something that you really need to know about the height of your drum throne and spinal damage. And full disclosure, I've definitely been the perpetrator of this particular act before. I feel like there's definitely a good place and a bad place to come from with this particular one. If somebody posts a drum cover with distorted audio and you drop a comment explaining how you might be able to make that better, they might not have asked for that, but it could well be useful. Just make sure you're nice about it. But coming into it from a negative angle is unlikely to make anybody listen to your advice, even if it's technically correct. Now, are you really excited about the new kit that you've just bought? Maybe you've just had a Roland TD17 KV delivered and you just had to post a photo for all of your eDrum buddies to see. Well, you need to slow down there, because I think you'll find the "your purchase was a mistake and here's how I'd have spent your money" commenter is here to let you know that you're a doofus. It's 2020, bro. Why would you want pads that are that small on your kit? You could have bought a VAD 503 with that $2,000 that you definitely have. And sure, you'd have fewer pads and they're way bulkier and it's totally not what you wanted, but I'd have been sensible with your money. Don't be happy, you've failed. And that one oftentimes can be followed up by somebody who wants to let you know that buying a flagship module was a stupid idea because you should just use a VST. The use a VST commenter doesn't want you to have fun with your module's sounds. Why would you want to spend your time creating a sound or having a one-box solution when you can simply purchase a laptop alongside your module and maybe an audio interface and the correct connections and spend hours of your day troubleshooting latency? Make your electronic drums sound just like old school acoustic drum kits by wiring up to the Matrix, grandad. The antithesis to this one, of course, being the "why would you want your eDrums to sound like drums" commenter. This commenter thinks that you're living in the past, just trying to chase the highs of years gone by. The future of drumming is bleeps and bloops and blorps. How do you not see that? Create your own definitions of a snare drum. Don't be a square. Spend those thousands of hours trying to make your eDrum sound as far away from acoustic drums as possible. Oh, you want access to acoustic style sounds but you want volume control for your neighbours? Okay, fine, but tell me this. Why would you want your eDrums to look like acoustic drums? Checkmate. This commenter is adamant that having real-sized electronic drums is complete madness. Because look at the portability of a 6-inch pad. You can make it sound like it's 38 inches in size if you want to. Stage presence is just an excuse for those that can't get over the 80s. Technology moves forwards every year in this scene, but that's not good enough for the old school is best school commenter. This person champions the fact that electronic drums are the future, but that future is also the past of electronic drums, because the new ones suck now compared to those from the 80s and the 90s. Digital snare? Nah, it's just got some extra piezos in it. And you know what, there's some truth to this. There are some really great forgotten electronic drum products that can do things that the new ones can't. Or there's even some stuff that you can still get second hand now for peanuts that offers more flexibility than newer modules. Some products do get needlessly gimped, and I'm a big advocate for speaking out about it. I have done myself on previous videos, but being right about some parts of it is no excuse for being so smug. Unless you're the "I'm correct and I know it" commenter. This commenter knows their stuff. They've likely been around in the scene for years, they've had a lot of hands-on experience at home and at gigs, and they've ironed out pretty much every pitfall you could come across with eDrums over the years. If there's a problem, they've likely worked out a way to fix it, or they know that it's not worth your time to try and fix it. But you know what else they want you to know? They're right. And of course, again, it's less about the information presented and more about the tone. Here's your answer, peasant, and the winky emoji tells you that it should have been obvious. But on the other hand, what if this person doesn't know what they're talking about? Uh-oh. In steps the complete misinformation commenter. You might want to know how easy it is to hook up your Roland dual zone snare to the Alesis module that's on its way to you in the post. But did you know that Roland products blow up Alesis modules? No, you didn't know that. But you also still don't know that, because it's not true, is it? As with any topic online, you see a lot of information that's either completely wrong or at least wrong enough to potentially cause somebody a problem. But I don't want to be too hard on this commenter, because a lot of the time it's coming from a good place of just trying to help, or it's based on a bad experience that they've had. They might have run into a problem in the past, not known how to fix it, and then come to the conclusion that it wasn't fixable. But on the other hand, if you're not 100% sure, maybe don't post your advice as fact. And if you're doing that on purpose, stop it. Now, throughout this video, I've been framing you as somebody who just wants an honest answer to a simple question. You're just looking for some reassurance or some advice. But what if you're asking these questions with no actual intention of taking on board the answers? Then you might be the "please help me, but I'm not actually going to listen" commenter. These names are getting less and less succinct. This can come in a couple of different forms. Maybe they're looking to a solution for a problem. They've narrowed it down to 2 different methods, but they're not sure how each one of those will go. Somebody else will comment recommending one particular method over the other for possibly very good reasons. But the original poster isn't happy with that, so now they're going to list all of the reasons that this other commenter was wrong, or all of the excuses they can think of not to go with it. So naturally it's suggested that they pick the other option. And then they give an equally long list for the opposing side of the argument. What do you want? And the other form is the one where you've got an inkling that they've already made up their mind before they ask the question. Seemingly, they're looking for somebody to convince them one way or the other, but they don't actually want convincing. I want you to help me, but only by confirming what I already thought. Thank you very much. On the flip side, you might be asking a very simple yes or no question, but now your comment section seems to be full of not answering the question commenters. And I suppose this does relate back to a few of the other kinds of commenters, but it's a little bit more general, and usually it's just that there's one aspect of your post or question that seems to have people far more intrigued than the actual answer to your conundrum. You might have posted a photo of your kit looking for advice on what you could change about your rack, but what everybody in the comments really wants to know is, what's the deal with that carpet? Or maybe their comment is just that they've seen something hilarious that now can't be unseen. It doesn't matter what you're asking or what they're saying, all you need to know is that you're not going to find the answers that you're looking for here. We're far too interested in the angle of your toms. And now we come to the rarest commenter of them all, the genuinely helpful commenter. This is the holy grail commenter. You ask the question and here's your answer. Your answer comes off the back of a lot of experience, it's been thoroughly researched, maybe there's some links to back things up, and sometimes there might even be a sprinkling of unsolicited but very useful and topical advice. Want to know which X is better than Y? Here's a full rundown of pros and cons of each, along with a reason why it might fit your particular needs. Want to solve a big scary problem? This commenter might not even know all of the answers, but they can direct you to somebody or somewhere that does. This is the commenter that you dreamed of when you asked your question. And of course there might be a few variations. Some people might go completely overboard with their answers, and some might come across as a little bit too know-it-all, but ultimately they're going to be there to help you when you need it. And you know what? To be honest, I think that most of the types of commenters that I've outlined here are trying to be the genuinely helpful commenter. Most of us are just trying to pass on our experiences to other people to help them out, whether we go about it the perfect way or not. And that's what overall makes the electronic drum community what it is. An enjoyable place to share ideas, learn new information, get frustrated from time to time, and have at least a little bit of fun along the way. So what do you think about the types of eDrum commenter that I've outlined here? I had a lot of fun making this one, so I hope you enjoyed it too. Have I missed out any of the obvious big ones? Have I been too hard or too soft on any of the particular categories? Be sure to let me know down in the comments, you various eDrum commenters you. If you enjoyed the video, please consider popping a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you want any more general electronic drum content, or even a whole host of more specific stuff like tutorials, tips and tricks and reviews. I also have a store over at the eDrumworkshop.com where you can buy new kits and samples for your module if that's your kind of thing. And enjoy the rest of your day. Don't spend too long in the comment section trying to spot all of these different types of commenters, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!